Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Deadly Premonition 2. We're in cold storage, and we have ourselves an investigation. Why don't we go ahead and take a look? Perhaps in here?
Good God almighty. This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Yes, it's quite the funhouse. Truly a dazzling place. Meet entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool? Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
An interesting perspective. But where am I going in this symphony? Perhaps we'll find out. This is bigger than I thought.
Melvin, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye. Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kinda feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that.
Huh.
It might be a private matter, just like you, Zach.
Interesting. Man, this place is something else. Where's the morgue? There's the morgue.
Here we are, Zach. The morgue. They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Thank you for understanding.
Interesting. Also, I clearly saw a sparkle in that scene. Head to the morgue. Yep, I did that. Search the morgue for clues to who took Lisa's body. Crawfish claw. Alright. Crouch. And we're in. Inspect. Inspection start, just like the beginning of the game. And I have various things to look at. A lot. How do I go left? There we go. Styrofoam boxes? I don't know.
Boxes of the past or presents of the future? Either way, this is a curious time capsule. Forgotten boxes. Looks like shelled headless shrimp. When were these boxes brought here? And when will they be taken away? Zach, can you feel it? The perpetual, unstoppable flow of time. Boxes that got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach? I'm gonna go with okra. Yeah, okra. I'm sure it must be okra. That's a staple of the South.
Okay. Large footprint.
Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures.
Where Lisa lay.
This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here, but there are no signs that the bag was dragged away, so our criminal must possess monstrous strength.
Stray pallet.
These pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here, it's a novel, sophisticated idea unlike anything I'd ever come up with.
And icicle on the ceiling, I guess.
An icicle? Never thought I'd see one of these down in the South.
That's it. Thermometer on the wall.
Look at the thermometer, Zach. It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous zero.
Interesting observation. Hanging light.
Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this. It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
Huh. $65, but there wasn't anything clever. I just pressed A.
Seems like our flying serpent isn't here. Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special rooms?
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body... I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death. All life will come to an end in the icebound zone.
This guy's great.
You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength.
All we need to do.
That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
Luxury Foods Warehouse, check it out. Quests updated. Now where do I go to make this happen? It said the lift, I clearly saw that, but Where is that? Can I check the map from here? Am I allowed to do that, or will that not count because we're indoors? Yeah, that's not good enough. That's Melvin. Good. Maybe I could even use my super concentration just to see every possible exclamation point. Fortunately, I did not need it this time.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there, so I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well, then would you go and get one now?
Yeah. COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons? The folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
Ouch. Well, I made it to the lift at the very least. Acquire the elevator key and head to the luxury foods warehouse. Mission start. There's gotta be something I can do. Can I do anything with it? Not really. Not as far as I can tell. Pick up. Oh. Crawfish shell. Why not? There's gotta be something I can do with this. Well, hello.
Zach, I think we can move this. Better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
Yes. Inspect. Move cart. Here we go. I don't know if I can keep moving it at this point. Oh, no kidding. I can sneak around back here. Can't interact with that guy other than accidentally bumping into him. Well, this can't be it, can it? There's gotta be more. Tell you what. Gotcha. Now the question is, how do I get back there? Although I'll take this alligator gar scale, that's frightening. Would you look at this? Do I need to push that thing at all, is my question. What if I push this back? And then pull this to me. Well, 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 well. Tricky, tricky. Pretty good, huh? Would you look at what I found?
Zack, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
Which means... elevator key. A key for the elevator that leads to the luxury foods warehouse. Thank you.
Now we should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
Now, let's see if I can properly navigate my way back. Do you think this will give me some kind of shortcut? That'd be amazing. Oh, this might have been that first thing I crouched and found. This might just be it. I think I'm out. Ah, excellent.
Mr. York, did you find a key? Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Wanna head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin. Zack, look at that thermometer. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous 0.
Nice. Also cold.
Hey, Avery! Open the damn door, Avery!
Can't you hear me?
It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees. He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin.
York is just not doing an I'm cold voice. Melvin's dying over here and York's like, yep, whatever.
Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
You did tell me you could use them to shoot at alligators. Shoot down the meat in the luxury foods warehouse to get Avery's attention.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
York, you a smarty pants,
Avery Smith, letter V.
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pants scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, you know?
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall.
Yeah, but come on.
He's clearly too short.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
Lise.
Hey, cut it out!
Lise? Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lise! Lise! My fault! My fault!
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
Okay, we got an interesting character here. This guy is too short. Alright. Find the flying serpent in the luxury foods warehouse. Can we do it? Is it going to be some alligator strung along the ceiling or something? That's serpent enough for me.
Hung alligators. I suppose in a way they sort of look like flying serpents. Oh, but that's pushing it. Remember, we're in a dark basement here. They'll never reach the sky.
Oh!
Avery, this box looks special.
A dragon fly. And wasn't Galena Clarkson wearing something like that around her neck? I mean, this is Clarkson. Perhaps it's just a Clarkson symbol.
Clarkson food, for their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zach, this dragonfly is our flying serpent. The flying serpent owns this town.
I love how we had to come down here to find that, but we could have apparently gone anywhere.
They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim, and Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest.
Unnecessary that we had to come here for that, but at least we did take a look at where the body was.
The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
Good. Melvin can't get out of here fast enough.
Let's head back out to that merciless sun.
You're not going to make me take the walk.
Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
Alright. I do like that music a whole lot, though.
Whew. So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zack and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please. I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that.
You know, I didn't really think about that. The footprints were bare footprints, right? They weren't shoe prints? How the hell?
Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
But how can you be so sure?
Proof number 1.
He did say I want to see proof.
The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant, standing over 10 feet tall, carried Lisa's body out. That concludes the entirety of my proof. Any objections, Melvin?
I am so curious as to what this is actually going to end up being. Is it going to be a 10-foot giant, or is it going to be a clever way around making that evidence happen?
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir. A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. Uncovering the truth with a heady intuition.
Yes.
I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he doesn't call her that.
Zack, we found the flying serpent. Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's diner and lane.
Well, that's been taken care of, but I am going to need to intimidate Mrs. Carpenter at her house. Whoo boy, it is 10:52 in the morning because time stops when you are inside a building, which means step 1, I will head over to... Oh right, M16. I was thinking M04, but that's the one I just did. Yeah, I can't get the strike. I need to get over to Mrs. Carpenter's house so that I may perhaps get the strike. So I'll head over to her place and check out that phone.
Did you notice it yet? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance. The city was built on a swamp, so the ground is soft. All it takes is some heavy rain to cave it all in. There were also a lot of places where large tree roots were pushing up parts of the asphalt and the sidewalk. Those bumps were dangerous even when we still had our car, remember? But this town is different. The streets are all paved so cleanly that we can skate along them without a care in the world. And there's hardly any trash or graffiti to be found anywhere. The Clarksons truly do control this place. For better or worse, it's a good example of how allowing certain people to rise to power can have positive effects as well. Also, don't you find that Southern people are
Rats are remarkably friendly, even to total strangers. Vexatious, it just cuts you off.
This is the Deep South. I feel it every time that molten hot sun pours down.
Okay. Bunch of squirrels, but again, I'm not hunting wildlife. Seriously, a bunch of squirrels.
1 lollipop? 2 lollipops? 3 lollipops? Don't mind me, Zach. This is how I wake myself up.
That was it? Alright. Perhaps I got too caught up in the direction I had been headed. I went certainly far enough out, but it looks like I circled the property. And lo and behold, we're here once again. Let me go and get that payphone. There we are. For now, it is time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We investigated the cold storage warehouse and the morgue, and we took a look at the crime scene. It seems that there might actually be a really tall person. I know they said cast a tall shadow, but maybe there really is a 10-foot tall person. I have to say I doubt it. But the bare feet, the fingerprints, this is certainly looking interesting. Until next time, everyone.